This here's a quick lesson for all my beginner and intermediate jazz students out there, or anyone else that wants to know what's going on with the left hand. The whole left hand comping thing still has a few drummers out there a little bit confused, and they're just wondering what's going on. Are there any specific patterns that you're playing with the left hand? Is there any particular sticking that you're doing? The answer is no, there really isn't. When you're comping with the left hand, while you're in the moment, you're sort of on autopilot. You're not really thinking too hard about what's going on. So it's just like when you're playing ghost notes in the middle of a groove. You know what I mean? You're really just kind of filling in the spaces with some tasty stuff. So when you talk to different drummers about the left hand, depending on who you talk to, you know, you're gonna get some different answers. If you talk to some guys that are like way too into it, they're gonna give you all kinds of philosophical answers and talk about the history of drumming and blah, blah, blah. That's cool, but I mean, to be completely honest, man, there's really not a whole lot to it. Like I said, all you're doing is filling in the gaps with the left hand. Now, I don't want to diminish it too much because there definitely is a musical aspect to playing with the left hand. Like when you listen to guys like Peter Erskine and John Riley and Jeff Tain Watts and all of them dudes that can really cook with the left hand, there's definitely a lot of musicality happening there. But I'm saying at this stage, you don't have to worry about that, because I'm going to give you 3 different simple little things that you can do with the left hand that make you sound like a boss in the classroom. So here's the first one that I'm going to show you. This is the easiest of the 3. And if this is the only one that you know, you can still get away with it and sound pretty good. Now, before we go on, if you haven't seen episode number 13, where I was talking about flow and movement, make sure you check that out first, because this first little example has a lot to do with that. And it was basically just a lesson on jumping the quarter. It basically just means we're avoiding the downbeat. So instead of hitting them hard, we're just kind of pushing through them, and that's what keeps that nice forward momentum going. So this has a lot to do with that. So the one thing that you can do with the left hand, we were talking about pushing the quarters. So if we were playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it was basically 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was accenting all of the ahs and jumping over the downbeats, right? So it's just like that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just accenting all of the ahs on the ride cymbal with the right hand, right? The first thing you can do with your left hand is just mirror the right hand and do the exact same thing. So it's more like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay? You're obviously not going to hit all of them. The point of it is to just accent a couple of them. Mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's more like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That sounds like this. Now, the second one I'm going to show you is we're going to play an actual cute little rhythm that you can slip in anywhere you want while you're comping with the left hand. And we're going to put a name to it so you can remember it. And it's basically called the cha-cha-da. At least that's what I'm going to call it. Cha-cha-da, because that's what it sounds like when you play it. So if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, the rhythm is basically 1, 2, cha-cha-da, 1, 2, cha-cha-da, 1, 2, cha-cha-da, cha-cha-da, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, cha-cha-da, cha-cha-da. So all you got to do is practice that lick, and again, you would normally never play it on a loop like that. This is just for practice purposes. But the point of it is just to plug that in pretty much anywhere you want. Just kind of mix it in to what you're doing. And yeah, man, it's just another one of those cool little simple little things that's actually really musical, and it'll sound good when you plug it in. So to practice this particular rhythm on the practice pad, just play quarters with the right hand and just tap out the cha-cha-da with the left, just like that. This is something you can do on a repeat for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want to do, just to get used to it. So it's like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's the one thing. Now, the most important thing about doing this particular cha-cha-da thing, you got to be able to move it around. You got to get comfortable playing it in different parts of the bar, because that's what's really going to make it sound nice and musical. So you just want to take it, chop it, and copy it and paste it and put it in a bunch of different places in the bar. So that sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-da, 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 cha-cha-da. Now, this last one I'm going to show you is really cool for just nice little subtle accents inside of all the other comping that you're doing with the left hand. Your right hand is going to be on the ride, but the pattern you're going to play is just right, left, left. And it's almost like I guess it would be a 16th note triplet is how you're going to play it. So basically, if you're counting it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to play quarters with the right hand, which is going to be on the ride. And the pattern is right, left, left, played in 16th note triplets. So it's just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you can play it nice and straight, or you can drag it sometimes you can push those two lefts closer together so it sounds like a drag. Either way, man, it's just a cool little accent that you can play on the snare. And when you mix that in with everything else you're doing, you can get away with a lot of stuff with just those 3 patterns. Push it, like the first one I showed you, play the cha-cha-da, and this simple right, left, left. And the idea is to just mix them all in. Just put them in a bag like shake and bake chicken and just shake it all up, mix it all around, and boom, you're comping. So I'm going to actually conclude this little series of jazz lessons with this particular one here. This will be the last bebop and jazz lesson that I'm going to give for a little bit. The main reason being is I got a show that I need to prepare for. There's a bunch of tunes that I got to practice. And I normally like to practice on the setup that I'm going to be playing. So we're going to tear this thing down, reskin it, get the Phoenix kit set back up here for the next lesson. And we'll pick up on more jazz stuff, maybe later in the spring or closer to the summer or something like that. In the meantime, if you want to send in suggestions on what you might want to learn for your jazz playing, little tips that you want to figure out or whatever, hit me through the website, and I'll keep it in mind for future jazz lessons when we pick it back up again. Don't forget to tell them where you learned it. Like, subscribe. See you in the next video.